What's going on, you guys? So check it right. Since the release of his EP Deadline's Free Paradise 2, A-Reece has managed to accomplish a few things with the project in terms of the numbers it's doing and how it's also charting. Now, as it stands, Deadlines is the #1 album on the Apple Music charts across all genres, defeating Taylor Swift, which is huge. And even though it was short-lived, Reece also managed to take the #1 spot for the top songs with Bad Guy, overtaking Sete by KO, which is another huge accomplishment, considering that Sete has been dominating the charts ever since dropping. Now on Spotify, it's already managed to accumulate 306,000 streams on its debut. So these are crazy numbers, and it just shows that the boy will be charting for a while with this EP. Now, taking all that into consideration, right, the individuals who were claiming that Reece had fallen off or that his music isn't hitting the same way it used to, I just want to ask you one question. Do you still feel the same way? Anyways, though, I also just wanted to touch on how some of the features on the EP came about. So on his IG stories, Reece gave a description as to how he managed to secure Emtee and DJ Maphorisa for the EP. So with the Emtee feature, Reece went on to say, about Bigger Than Me featuring Emtee, A-Reece shares, Emtee and I finally link up after 6 years of highs and lows, dropping out our former label, going independent and taking more responsibility for our own careers. Soul Kid sent me a beat pack with like 8 beats on it. Before even running through the rest of the pack, I was stuck on the 3rd beat, kept playing it for like a week, just enjoying it. Then once I knew what I want to talk about, it just organically came together. The intro of the beat was a big part of the reason too. After that, it wasn't rocket science who needed to get on it and would complement me perfectly. I knew with the concept I had, one person who would relate most would be Emtee, simply because he played a major role in my come-up journey, and I also believe both our come-up stories have similarities. So I just called him up, set up a session at my crib, and had him over after the summer weekend. And man, watching Emtee cook has always been a privilege. The man is a legend. It's crazy how everything came back full circle. So as Reece said, after 6 years of distance from each other, whilst growing in their own individual careers, they finally linked up, and despite their separation, it's dope that Reece knew he needed Emtee to get on the record and complement him perfectly. I mean, after all this time, these two still have insane chemistry with each other, and it's crucial that we see them perform this A-Reece effect. I mean, we all thought that another collab between them was officially off the table, but luckily they were able to put their differences aside and give us another record that the culture had been asking for. But anyways, Reece details the Maphorisa feature saying, and about Something to Fight For featuring DJ Maphorisa, he adds, DJ Maphorisa and I have always wanted to create something special together. I remember this one time when I was at his crib recording songs with him. He told me something that really stuck until this day. He told me I already have it in me to create quality music. I just need to experiment with it more, break boundaries, explore and challenge myself. So every time I create a record that drifts away from the norm or what people are used to hearing me on, I think of what he said and use it as motivation, because I take him as my mentor. When I made Something to Fight For, I could instantly hear him on it. I just knew it needed his direction. I only had the hook and half my verse done when I sent it to him for some input. He was out the country, but he said he'll listen to it when he has time. And man, when he sent it back, I was just inspired to finish off my verse immediately. He just took it to another level, switched the arrangement, added vocal backings and a bridge, and gave the song life. So we all know how great of a rapper Reece is, but Maphorisa was able to see more than that from Reece, which just proves how much of a genius he really is. I mean, Reece uses Maphorisa as motivation whenever he drifts away from the traditional hip-hop sound we all know him for, and it's for that reason why we have Something to Fight For sounding the way it did, with Reece actually rapping on an Afro house beat, which is something I honestly wasn't expecting, but needless to say, I'm grateful for it. Now, you could also say that J. Jody had a hand in inspiring Reece to jump on a different sound, because if you listen to his mixtape Sunset Stories, you'll hear that Jody gave us different sounds, ranging from R&B to Afro beats as well as hip-hop. So the fact that Jody was on the record as well, I'm sure he played a role in getting Reece to try something new. Now with Reece detailing how we got the Emtee and Maphorisa feature, I'm curious to know how the Quentin Miller feature came about, because I'm sure there's a story as to how that link up happened, but I guess we'll have to wait and see if he ever speaks on it. But with all that said, guys, Deadlines is definitely a contender for one of the best drops for hip-hop this year. And it's crazy because The Burning Tree is another one as well. It just shows that if you put in that work and stay consistent, your music will do all the talking for you. And I believe that's what we're seeing with Reece. So once again, shout out to him. But you guys, let me know your thoughts on this. Are you enjoying Deadlines? And which artist featured on the EP did you enjoy the most? Comment down below. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to hit that like button if you found the content dope, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It's on to the next one. Peace.